I remade my 2D game into a 3D game in just 9 days, and it turned out alright. I did this during the 7-day FPS jam, though it lasted 9 days, so... Anyway, let's get started with day 1. First, I added some movement, so now you can move. Yay! Then I added a gun. I said a gun. Yeah, that's better. Then I made some blood splashes, and I made another gun. A Tech 9? How is this anyway, I made the Kit 9. And the last thing I added in day 1 were bullet casings, or yellow cubes. Okay. Alright, during day 2, I made this little guy. And I made some animations for him. I also gave this guy a ragdoll. Then I coded some AI. What are you doing? Stop that. Stop! Bro, stop! What the hell? And now he can walk towards you and start a spin attack. Okay, that's enough. Now that I had an enemy, the player needs a health bar. Great. A green rectangle. As cool as this little guy is, he's not that strong. So I made another enemy. Basic guy. He shoots directly towards you. That's why he's a basic guy. Anyway, now that I had an extra enemy, I added 2 more guns. A silenced pistol and a deagle. For the deagle model, I just reused an old model I had laying around and just changed the colors. Last thing I did on day 3 was model and animate an extra enemy. Big guy. Day 4. Time to give some AI to the big guy. And he got kinda confused. Anyway, it was time to make some map generation. So I made a basic room and I started generating. Surprisingly, it all worked. Ow! Though navigating this blue maze was next to impossible. So I added a minimap when you're not fighting anything. Talking about fighting, I made enemies spawn when you walk into a new room. You also can't leave the room until everything is dead. Then I did some playtesting and bug fixing. Last thing I added on day 5 were viable guns and enemy scaling. So, during day 6, I added a main menu. By added, I mean I copy-pasted the menu from my previous project. I also copy-pasted a pause menu and the dev screen. Then, I added some sounds and some feedback when taking damage. Next, I added a hit marker when you shoot the enemies. Lastly, I added another enemy, 2-head. Basically, a basic guy with 2 heads, and they have a shotgun.
Man, shut the fuck up!
Day 7 begins with the addition of destructible purple cubes.
Yeah, boy.
Then I model and animate a bunch of guns and put them all into the game. For the gun sounds, I just used the same sounds from the 2D game I'm remaking. Where did I get those sounds? I have no idea. Lastly, for day 7, I create a few unique combat rooms with the new destructible blocks. It was finally time to add some power-up items. So I began by remaking the originals: skull, cheese, milk, speed shades, helmet, and energy drink. Then I made a HUD thing that shows what the picked up item actually does. After that, I made some more items like this pillow and some hot sauce. And then I spent most of the day figuring out how to make the hot sauce actually work. Alright, day 9, and the last day starts with a double barrel shotgun. Then I make a machine gun and I add both of the guns to the game. For the last gun, I decided to add the iconic weapon from the 2D version, a trash can. Why is there a trash can that shoots, you ask? Don't question it. Onto the music. I simply changed the 2D game's music a bit and that's it. Then I do a lot of playtesting, like a lot. And the last thing that I add to the game are some map icons. Boom, submitted 14 hours before the deadline. So I created the game in 9 days, which is honestly incredible considering all my previous projects took months to make. The game turned out okay, it's not very good, but it's alright. The most fun thing to do is to use the double barrel shotgun. Now that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's all folks. See you on my next project. Cheers.